pressure on the mid lane. Especially Purple Koopa is the best option, but Leomord is come to land of down.
Ooh. Wow. I haven't seen this hero in a very, very long time. And along with that, they go for the Grok.
Yeah.
You can check for information a lot more safely, and also you can have that wave clear that we talked about. So already, very intelligent drafts coming from both these teams. The fact that the UAE went for the Lo Yi though hints to me like they want to do some macro stuff, right? Take a lot of towers, teleport, take more towers. That might really come to fruition here, especially if Syiria just takes a bit too long to get online.
Yeah. But with the damage that they have in the early game, I feel like UAE with the Kufra right here have a lot of possibility. I was thinking about the other things actually. I was thinking about to be honest, Astas to be picked on the side of UAE, but Kufra is one of a really good CC to be brought by UAE later on. Okay, the drop is very unique from both of the sides. Yeah, it's very good coming from both of the sides. What is gonna be happening right here? Is it gonna be early game or late game? That's my question.
For Syiria, I think they need to play until late game because most of the heroes are scaling heroes, so they need the items, they need the level. But it's gonna be a different story for the United Arab Emirates that they can play more aggressively in the early game. What do you think, Arashi?
For sure, more crowd control, more combos, and of course the Popo and Koopa able to be abused to take down those structures. So I think if Syiria wants to take it to the late game, the Emirates are the ones that have to try and force their hand and try and pressure them as much as possible, especially when they have so much more mobility and they have to teleport, right? The relocation to try and make insane macro plays with.
Yeah, so here we go. This is the first game of the second match of the day. This is gonna be the UAE versus Syiria in the first game of Best of 5 series. Still with me, Village, Arashi, and Leo's here to accompany you guys for this match. And Red Panda right here trying to know where's all of the position of the players coming from UAE to know actually what can we do about that one. But you know what? This Kufra knows how to control the movement coming from the Grok. And the power of nature, will they be able to secure that one? No, it's not. But this Red Panda will be the first slot for Bulex.
This is the disaster if you're using Luoyi to facing melee heroes like Grok or even Hilda. They cannot run away using the dispersion and the rotation. It keep hold them, and look, Yame. Now, it's very, very dangerous with one last bar, so he need to flick out and recall right now.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a very, very bad situation, actually. One first spot, and UAE got what they want. I mean, like the early game, Arashi.
It's very, very strong, especially with the Kufra reliable as a dynamic engage tool. It's just very difficult for Syiria to just, wait and look for info like this. I was thinking it doesn't really counter a lot, the Kufra pick, but that long-range engage, I think, is just very, very valuable. And with that, they're still pushing the tempo, although Syiria is still able to find resources somewhere else. So UAE, they have to try and figure out a game plan here. Set up a dive, perhaps, for the members of Syiria.
Yeah, we are saying that actually, I was like really seeing the dispersion and rotation coming from Bulex is just gonna be creating so much trouble, but Kufra almost get caught here. Phantom Stood here chasing over this one, and he go. Leomord got what they want, what he wants, but he will be chased by two members from the side of UAE. Will he able to survive because he won't be able to run from the chain coming from Julian? And here you go, it's jumped by the Tyrant. I was like very confused. Who is Julian? Who is Tyrant? Because actually they look pretty much the same when they are walking, but here you go, the chain, double chain even. Yame will die, and Red Panda will be next because they will hunt him down. Power of Nature, watch us as well, but you see that actually Jet is being taken down. The relocation, they want to chase for this player coming from Syiria. Will they be able to do that? Because Phantom, oh my god, the damage coming from Leomord is enough to take him down.
I think they doing overcommit right there because there is a turtle. If they don't want to chase the other heroes and try to start the turtle, maybe they can get more objective. But Iron Rage is going to pop out to the Red Panda, but Red Panda still survive. Even the Brilliance of Order trying to stop the wave of minions right now.
Both teams are still trying their best to try and get a foothold in this early stage of the game. But for the most part, UAE, they have more tools to actually play around with, but Syiria, on the back of that Leomord, they're able to actually buy a lot of time, or at least make it very difficult for UAE to get a very secure victory. But just as you see that, the dive orchestrated by the Popo and Koopa, very, very effective. Can they translate that to a lane advantage though, as in the mid side, more fights just keep breaking out.
Luoyi trying to do the dispersion and the rotation. Even Esmeralda need to run away because the HP bar is no longer seen. But 7 minutes down.
Oh!
Trying to go recall, and yeah, the point kill is on. Red Panda is taken down.
Almost taking Yame down. Snake Yame almost get caught right here, but Jet will be chaining. There's Leomord. Leomord. Oh, yeah, without any retribution, they will try to get for this turtle. Will they be able to do that? Because actually Leomord will call for the horse here. Phantom Steed is not being called yet, but you kept that one. The damage from this Lui is so painful. Who will get this turtle? That's the biggest question that I can have. And Leomord steal it and kill his spree for the hat of Jet, but not stopping there because Bulex is actually giving so much damage. Close combat situation, and Red Panda almost getting down right here, but the rest of the player from UAE decide to get back after losing the combat in the tournament.
They went for the turtle, but it doesn't really pay off for them. I mean, it got stolen away by the Leomord. It's traded for his life. But I think early on, with how UAE wants to actually play out the early game, it might be better to go for more kills before actually going for those objectives. Use it to actually bait out the members instead of actually going for it purely for the sake of having that neutral objective.
Yup. And it's 5 minutes left inside the left. Arrow Rage didn't really hit anyone right there. Bouncing ball tried to stop the movement coming from Syiria, and Syiria, 2 members will be down. Not only that, because actually Red Panda, even though that he is on the position, but the rest of the player coming from United Arab Emirates is very low, so I think they will try to retreat first. But this is 5 minutes, and I say US already getting the blend of this pair.
And Great Like Maru already pop up the Purify at the perfect timing because he can dodge the Tyrant Rage. But look, on the top lane, Weird is gonna be punished with the damage of very, very high.
Honestly, it seems a bit equal, but at the same time, you know that the Arab Emirates, they want to go for that early game playstyle, but they are not winning in terms of the objectives. So later on, it's going to be very difficult for them to abuse that vision to try and get anything extra. Now with 4 members on the bot side, Syiria looking to make a play onto the bottom side, but unfortunately everyone backs away. It's just both teams trying to maneuver around each other, and I must say, considering the drafts, it seems like Syiria is getting the better of the United Arab Emirates.
Yep, and now the outer bottom turret is going to be targeted by Syiria. Trying to get in, Babuya is coming up, trying to hit, but Do It Like Maru taken down with Red Panda too. But Bullet is shutting down and double kill got by Do It Like Fail.
But you know what? It's triple kill even for this Leomord with the killing spree. He is gonna be trying so hard to chain the connect. And look at that Jet with the damage. It's stopping this Leomord. And I think they will try to take over the objective here because the turtle is almost getting caught.
They're just
I think like
kills left and
UAE
right.
always like try to fight even though that they are having like low HP. I think that's the one that they need to control. I think like they should know when to disengage and try to engage.
Right, they need to assess exactly if they have the advantage or not, because if they don't, engaging really isn't the best option, because Syiria has shown that they are able to actually hold their own in a fight. Of course, the mid tower is already gone, so UAE, they can try invade and make plays inside the jungle, but here we go, engage coming in, Tyrant's Revenge combo being used by 7M Dan, but so far, again, not enough follow-up, even though the members of Syiria are taken very, very low. Will this be a dive? You can see here, the burst damage already coming in, and there you go, the power chain will be able to take out a member from the side of Syiria.
I feel like this Leomord really needs to be dragged into the late game. And I think like this Julian with the mystery shop is better. But the Terror Rage actually not hitting anyone from the side of Syiria right now. From the side of United Arab Emirates, they're having 2,000 leads here.
But
it's not too far.
Yep, it's too far, but and UAE, they have Popol in Kuba, but they didn't convert it to the objective very well. And Tyrant Revenge missed their target, and Do It Like Rio already taken down out of mid lane.
Sure seems like Bulex is one of the main core
It is.
picks for the side of the United Arab Emirates. They've been having a lot of success, provided that the skills coming from the Loyi can actually do a lot of damage just like that. So, Syiria knowing that, maybe they can try and set up a play to try and take Bulex out, because he's only been taken out one time during this whole game, not nearly enough to ensure that it won't be a problem.
Actually, it's very hard because I feel like no one can get close to Bulex, but Red Panda right now will be the target with the Terror Race and Terror Revenge. But not only that, because the rest of the player coming from United Arab Emirates will try to disengage after seeing the presence from the side of Leomord. They don't want to fight with this Leomord because they know the power with the Phantom Steed and also Phantom Tooth that can be brought by these Leomord. But yeah, I think like it's very hard to get close to Louis. How can they try to dive in? I mean, like, they can try to use Esmeralda, but you know what?
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo.
To catch Snake now and using the Brilliance of Order to escape some of the abilities using. But Lord is trying to get stealed, but Wild Charge is failed to get it. And Bulex is taken down with the Leomord trying to get more because Druid like Maru already got one more point and got like, but shutdown is for the Julian right now. 7 minutes Dan is trying to get up but cannot do it. Snake trying to run away now. Weird. What a juke from Weird.
Yeah, I mean, like, Weird still tried to be chased here, but losing 4 members only to get the lure. And it's because the presence that's been brought by the wild charts of that Chanda along with the Phantom Steed. I think it's the only thing that creating that kind of trouble from the side of United Arab Emirates.
Again, I don't see why they're so pressured to go for the objectives and actually go and take it, because they can pressure Syiria to come towards them, and they have the burst damage available to try and take out the members from the side of Syiria. There, they go for the Lord, and they get punished very, very hard on the teamfight department, and now the gold lead is back to a very small amount. I'm not sure if that's the best option for the UAE, but of course, they still have options to play around with right here. I think it comes down to the side, maybe split push.
Is it because the positioning of the Louis, they really need to have like very good position of that one? Because the longest range that they have is only on Popol and Koopa. Aside of that one, it's close combat basically. Because Louis is also close, even though that it's a range hero, right?
Yep.
It's close to mid-range, I would say.
Yeah.
But facing like almost 4 melee heroes here because Lunok's range is not too far away. Roy can get more advantage if he get position to 3 hit, but look, Phantom Save is on.
They're chasing over 7 minute dam here. But 7 minutes that is now main target, pulling Simon to the front and Rage focusing on one member, but Phantom Seed is being called. But what will happen next? Oh, the barrier is actually closing the gates here, but the damage that is given by Jet is enough to shut him down. But jumping to the front, Weird trying to give the damage to the side of Syiria. Double kill, triple kill even on the head of Jet. 2 versus 5 basically. UAE want to push it back to the side of Syiria. Will Syiria be able to hold it because the catapult is there? They want to play objectively towards the turrets, and they are still going to be able to do that for the next 10 seconds because the catapult is still there. Popol and Koopa is still there, and they're going to be focusing over that one. Wild charts just to stop the movement from the Koopa, but it's not enough, and I think they will still lose the mid lane base turret. Phantom Steed going to the front, but the turret, the deficit is given! Do it like it's down, and the Lunox jumping to the front, try to give the damage, even though that the Popol and Koopa is down on the hand of Syiria.
That's a very back and forth set of events here. Syiria just using all the resources to try and get a kill onto a Koopa of all things, and then overextending and then getting jumped on by the UAE instead. That's definitely not how they want to end out that fight. They did get a bit of an exchange afterwards because the UAE overextended, overstayed their welcome. But overall, they still came out on top. They got the base turret and they got the orange buff as well from the jungle of Syiria. So UAE having an advantage, but they need to play a lot cleaner because right now they're getting advantages purely because Syiria are making unwise decisions in this game.
But it's actually UAE always winning over the team fight, right?
For now, because
for now,
yeah, for now, because if you look at the Syiria, when the Leomord jump into the Babriel, that's gonna be nightmare. If
that's the thing.
Yeah, if on the late game because it's more sustainable, and now they didn't care about the enemies. They trying to do engagement for the Lord itself.
Phantom State, and we are saying who gonna be trying to take over the Lord. The Lord is there, and it's almost being taken. And Jet got it after taking 2 members. The chain connect, double kill. It's gonna be triple kill because we can see that actually the Koopa will be chasing him down. Triple kill for Jet, but not only that, because Weird is trying so hard to close the gap here with the Lunox that try to run away. Dispersion rotation. That is not enough. Even the flicker. Bulex, you need to be careful. The minion is there. The catapult is there, and it is over because the Popol and Koopa, United Arab Emirates, and the game quiet fast right now.
Well.
The first game actually looking good for UAE.
That's a It's such a back and forth game. It's almost surprising.
is.
At one point, you do see that the UAE was having so much success, and then out of nowhere,